Good morning. I am going to do a quick video. I'm going to make this one a little shorter. They've been getting longer and longer. Sorry about that. I just have so much I want to say. Anyway, so first of all, I got a mosquito bite in bed last night. What is that about? It's the middle of November. And it's been like 40 something degrees for 2 weeks at least. What is it? They have super mosquitoes here or something? I'm not 100% it was a mosquito, but I saw a bug that I think I ended its life. On the wall, I didn't really look like a mosquito, but I felt the bite is like a mosquito. Maybe somebody can tell me in Berlin. Is there a bug that bites you that's not a spider, that's mosquito-y or something? I don't know. Anyway, so didn't have the best night of sleep, but because I get very crazy when that happens. I'm like looking for it. And then I think, I go back to bed and everything itches, because I think the bugs are getting me. Anyway, I'm not neurotic or anything. I mean, So that was my lovely night. I just wanted to mention that I have an interview. I've got a few different things. I've got a job interview on Wednesday morning. They don't have a position, but they're interested in talking to me. It's a school that's bilingual that is interested in me as a musical theater teacher, I guess. So I'll find out more when I go. And I have an appointment with someone who will help with the visa and do translation and all of that and go with me to the appointment. So little by little, things are moving ahead. But I really wanted to talk to you about about October 7th and then October 8th. There wasn't much on October 8th, but October 7th, at the last minute, at the urging of a friend, I decided to go to Dresden, which is only 2.5-ish hours from here on train, by train. And first thing I will recommend is buy your tickets online in advance because it was a little confusing there. I went there and then I had to stand in a line and they looked at me kind of crazy, like, you're going and coming back from Dresden in one day? Really? That's not enough time. But I don't care. I just wanted to do a day trip and do something different. So I got the ticket and it was a beautiful train ride there. And, I've heard about Dresden my whole life. I've known about it. I've been to Leipzig. One of my choir tours that I did went to Leipzig and I enjoyed that. This is very different from Leipzig. It's first of all, the city was pretty much decimated by bombing. So a lot of what you see there is reconstructed, mostly in the style of how it was. And just imagining like what this would have looked like, for real back before the bombing is, beyond comprehension. It was because what's there now is just gorgeous. You get to the, you don't really see it. You come to the train station and train stations are never where it's, looking very nice. I'm walking and walking towards the city center. And then you start seeing these beautiful buildings, beautiful churches, beautiful squares with all kinds of cafes. I didn't go into any museums. I didn't really have time because it was just a day trip, but I walked around much of the city and there's a walkway along the river. So anyway, I didn't really eat there. I had like a doner kebab before I came home, but it was just walking around the city. It's just beautiful. There's several big churches. One of them, it's very interesting. The biggest, I think it's the biggest of them, No, it's a different one. Is they kept some of the original church that had been bombed into the structure. So you see this sort of cement, stucco, whatever, more, plain modern church. And then, but you can see where the walls were and where there's an arch over the entryway that was in the original stone. It's really cool. But a lot of very like medieval looking architecture there. And anyway, I'm putting pictures up so you can see what it looks like. So that was Dresden. I got back, later in that evening. And then the next day, I didn't do a whole lot, but I wanted to go back. There's a Turkish market, farmer's market, on Mayschauerstrasse. I know it begins with May. I can't remember if the rest of the word. I think Mayschauerstrasse. I'm sure I'll be told if I'm wrong. Okay. Anyway, it goes along one of the canals. And I had walked by it earlier, one of the earlier days, but I didn't have time to really buy anything. I didn't have a bag with me. So I went back to buy some stuff and bought a bunch of interesting things. They had a Swedish or Scandinavian, I don't know if it was only Swedish, but like a licorice stand with like tons of different kinds of this black licorice. Some of it salty, some of it not. But I'm kind of 50-50 with the licorice thing. It's like the salty stuff is just, it's a little terrifying. But there were a few that I liked that weren't so strong and so salty. And they had cherimoyas there, which is a tropical fruit. I'm not sure why. I see them a lot here. I'm not sure why, because it doesn't come from here. But there were a lot of cherimoyas and avocados, which I'm happy to see, although I haven't been very lucky in getting a good one so far. I love avocado, and I eat them normally, like almost every day. But there's a lot of them here, but I don't know. I haven't been able to get one that turns out well, nicely ripened and not browned or anything. So I don't know. I'm still working on that. But anyway, I got a lot of different things. They had beautiful breads there, cheeses, all that kind of stuff. And that was pretty much those 2 days. I don't want to go too long on this one because, first of all, I have somewhere I have to go. Second of all, I just don't want these to go on forever and ever. So those were October 7th and 8th. The next day, I went to Potsdam and to the Berlin Philharmonic. I went to a concert, and I can't wait to tell you about this because it was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. Anyway, I will tell you more about all of that in the next one. But I'm still, I just want to say, still just thrilled with all of the amount of watches. We're over 800 now for the first episode and into the hundreds for all of the other ones, except the last couple, which, were pretty new still. So I've had lots of wonderful messages from many of you and, and questions for, about my experience that I'm happy to answer in more specific ways. So keep watching, keep commenting, and thank you. And if you haven't been to Dresden and you live in, the general area here, then I would recommend going to Dresden. It's really beautiful. I want to go back. They actually have, do you hear a bird? It's the clock here. The bird, when it hits on the hour, the birds go crazy. Anyway, it's funny. At first I was like, what is that? What's going on? Anyway, they have the oldest and largest Christmas market there, Weihnachtsmarkt, they're called. And I'm hoping to go back, with the COVID situation. they've been starting to cancel some of these Christmas markets, and I've been really looking forward to them. So I'm hoping they don't do the ones in the north. They've already canceled the ones in the south, in Bavaria. So hopefully they'll stay open, but I understand if it's going to be dangerous, then I guess they should close them. But anyway, so hopefully they'll stay open. So that's it for today. I will see you next time. Bye.